Hey, everybody. Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's show. And I'm going to show this graphic that I accidentally clicked a little prematurely because this is live, folks. We are live here. It is 10 p.m. Central Time in Nashville, Tennessee. My name is John Henry Soto, and tonight we're going to be talking about LinkedIn. Is LinkedIn the most powerful social media tool in the history of all social media? Well, I think it's pretty amazing right now where LinkedIn actually stands. It's actually an amazing tool. And it's one of those tools that not a lot of people think about when they're thinking of putting together strategy, a content strategy. By the way, if I seem a little sluggish, my son was up to about 3:30 in the morning. No, 1:30 in the morning. I tried to get to bed. Then I had to work all day, and then I had to cook, and now I'm cleaning the kitchen, and now I'm here. Nobody cares, John. Nobody cares, okay? Just give us the goods. Why you gotta be like that? Um, so I'm actually very excited to be here, and I love doing this. But if I seem a little slower than normal, which I don't even know how can that be, I'm pretty slow to begin with. But anyway, we're gonna actually have some fun here today. I love doing this. This is a LinkedIn training. We're gonna be talking about. We're gonna give you 7 hacks on optimizing and using LinkedIn platform and expanding your brand and your business. I have my notes here. I have some notes on the screen. So if you see my eyes going screen, I'm going to be reading some stuff. But this is going to be tremendously valuable for you to add to your social media strategy. Okay. It's not the only thing you're going to be using. Remember that social media, there's a lot of different platforms, and each one is a little finicky. They need their own little TLC when you're doing content. But this is definitely not something, not a platform that you should ignore. You should definitely be diving into the LinkedIn world. So let's get started. And I'm going to first give you a little bit about why, right? Why LinkedIn? What's the thing about LinkedIn that's actually right now so powerful and just giving so much value, right? Well, let's talk about some numbers first of all. A lot of the professionals that are on LinkedIn right now are between 25 and 34. Now that seems kind of young. I mean, I guess for me because I'm not nowhere near there, but it seems rather young. But I think it's getting a little bit older. I don't know. I fully agree with that number, but I think it's somewhere definitely in the younger range, business professionals, and that's where this gets very interesting. We're dealing about, we're targeting to millennials, we're targeting to Gen X, Gen Z, I think it is. And that becomes a little tricky to try to go into a platform, something like TikTok, for instance, where there's just a lot of young kids there. Instagram, where it's sort of like in the middle range, and a lot of artists and musicians on there. Facebook, where it's young adults and older adults, right? A lot of older people on Facebook now, right? Why? Because Facebook has grown up, right? Facebook was 2007, right? And 13 or 14 years, whatever. It's grown up, and it's actually doing it's doing what an app is, it's supposed to do. We all grow up with it, right? And so the age is a little bit different. But LinkedIn, because they've managed to take LinkedIn, which used to be a platform for looking for work. You put your resume on there, you get to meet other professionals you can hire from there if you're in HR somewhere, and it's a great tool for that, and it's still really a great tool for that. Um, but one of the things that they did is they turned it more into almost they combined the social media element that we all are aware of, all the things that we kind of are familiar with, such as posting videos, memes, links to articles, links to blogs, making comments, liking, all that stuff. They combined all that within the platform of actually the business thing that they had, and it created this tremendous tool. So that's one of the things. And if you can harness the power of LinkedIn, to your brand or to your business, it really is a tremendously powerful tool. Now, I just want to give you a few things. Now, remember, this is something that you're going to add to your already 2022 strategy, social media strategy. This isn't something that you're going to just do by itself. You're going to add this to your marketing, right? It is untapped. It's untapped resources. There's less competition on here than there is anywhere else. So think about that for a second. A lot of young professionals, right? We're living in a time where a lot of young professionals have tremendous amount of knowledge about social media and about branding, and it just comes naturally now because they've been on this box for a very long time, right? Most of their lives, or at least half of their lives, at this point. So there are a lot of younger professionals in there. It's an ideal place to go. Oh yeah, it's actually really interesting. It's also a great place to go for some of the businesses that are a little bit more challenging to market. For instance, the legal world, right? It's really difficult to market legal services because whenever you need a lawyer, it's usually kind of a depressing thing, and it's not something that people go out and just look for. Hey, you know what? I don't have anything going on, but I'm going to go look for a lawyer today. It just doesn't happen. It always comes at a time where you really need a lawyer. So legal things are really difficult to promote. That's why it's always, when you see a legal ad, it's always very specific and very, targeted to, like, did you take something that got you sick and now you want to call us for that? Did you trip and fall? Call us. Very specific, and they're telling you exactly what, if something happened, call. So that's a very difficult thing to promote. But on social media, LinkedIn, the platform, you can actually really optimize a lot of your content to that and meet a lot of people that actually need those services. And that's where you do the networking part. The other one is healthcare. Healthcare is also very difficult. It's difficult because the Food and Drug Administration is very. They have a lot of regulations, and so in order to market on LinkedIn or anywhere, you have to follow those regulations. So they're very strict. So it's best when you're doing anything having to do with healthcare, you have to look for the things that are the positive customer experiences. That's what you're going to document, right? So if you're in the healthcare industry, if you're in any kind of thing that has to do with healthcare, that's what you really want to focus on, is the customer experience and the successes that they've had within whatever it is that's being marketed. The last one is marketing. Believe it or not, marketing is a very difficult thing to market. Because you have to now call a company, as a marketing company, you have to call a company and let them know why you need marketing. And it's tricky. So there's a lot of ways to do it. One of the things that are important is to show them numbers. Show them how show them also businesses that are the same type of business that they have and what they've done. It could be your numbers. It can be the just companies online that have actually used social media for increasing awareness or profit, whatever it is. Use those numbers, or you can use your own numbers, right, that you have if you're a marketing company, and show them to the businesses. So those are difficult ones to market, but with LinkedIn, it actually does give you a lot of more opportunities to connect with those people, because they're all there. People that need legal services, people that are in the healthcare industry, people that are, marketers. There are a lot of marketers on there as well. So we're going to just take a minute now. I'm going to go and get my little slides here, and we're going to talk about 7 hacks that you can do. Best LinkedIn marketing hacks, right? Some of these they apply to other social media platforms as well, and some of them are more specific to this. As you know, all social media platforms are different, right? They all require different energies, different approaches, right? So let's go on with the first one, numero uno. Okay, the first one is optimize your profile and keep it up to date. Now, this is tremendously important. If your profile picture was from 5-6 years ago, um, get a new picture. if you're still at a job or you left the job and you haven't updated your resume to where you currently work, update that. You know, when you're doing a photo, make sure that it's a professional photo, something that's nice. You can set it up. We have these devices that take pretty decent pictures now, especially some of them have like really great cameras, right? Get a nice crisp shot of yourself, put it up there on LinkedIn. Try really hard. Sometimes we'll see pictures of ourselves and we'll be like, oh, I look really good there, man. Yo, don't I look good? Come here, look. And we want to do that, right? So what do? Well, we're close to our ex husbands or girlfriends or wives or whatever. And we're too close ones, so we just cut them out, right? So then we just have half our body and our really perfect, nice shot. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can tell when somebody's leaning on somebody and they're cut off. You can easily tell because no one takes a picture on the side of the frame like that. It's just so really optimize it by diving in there, fixing any dates that are off, putting in the current information as far as where you're currently working, put in what you're actually doing, and then put in any post something. Post something based on what you're currently about. Ideally, if you can post a video of yourself saying, hi, my name is John and I work at blah, blah, blah. Thank you for visiting my page. Check out where, my information here. Thanks for visiting. Just something on the page that they can click. You can do that on LinkedIn, which is very, very powerful. That's number one. All right, we're gonna jump through these because I want to give you guys everything so you guys can go out and tomorrow optimize your page and then start really using LinkedIn to really expand your business and add it to your marketing plan, your marketing schedule, your strategy for the year. All right, number 2 is engage with your employees. Now, we know customer reviews are important, but the good thing about LinkedIn is that you can actually, your employees actually are giving their own reviews about where they're working. So this is a tremendous thing for it, not just for the company itself, if you're getting really positive reviews, which hopefully you are, but it's also really great for those that are looking to hire someone in that industry, in that field. Maybe there's an opportunity. They want to go look, hey, this company is really great. Maybe we can hire someone from there. Now, I'm not suggesting that any people should go out and start stealing people from companies, but this is business and it's dog eat dog. And if somebody can really offer somebody an opportunity that's greater, they think about they're thinking about their families or whatever it is. Well, the opportunities are going to come, right? So you want to take advantage of how you're going to make yourself look the best you possibly can by getting those reviews and really engaging. So like if you're by engaging by the employees or your employees, if you have a business and you have employees under you, and what you have to do is encourage them to get a LinkedIn page and then write something. How do they feel? Do you enjoy working here? Write a little review on the company and really start utilizing that page with your employees, because it makes it, anyone that approaches that, they can get the energy of, this is a great place, it's a great company, I want to be involved with this company. And if it's a company that sells a specific product or has a service, they're going to want to be part of that, because look at all these employees, how happy they are with their service working there. Imagine how good their services are, right? So this is a very important element to look at it. And I just wanted to read real quick a couple of things here so I don't forget everything. So employees' opinion may be more important than customer reviews, especially if you're looking to hire new people. So encourage your employees. I already said all this. Have them list your business as a place of employment. Ask them to interact with your business profile. And happy employees are great advertisement on LinkedIn. All right, so that's very important. Let's go on to number 3. Número 3. All right, number 3, be active in the right groups or create your own. Groups are tremendously important. You want to make sure that you pick the right groups, because there is a limit to how many groups you can actually be in. So you want to make sure you choose wisely which groups you're going to join. Join only the groups that are actually relevant to what you're doing, right? that just makes sense, right? And if you could only join 5, which I don't know what the limit is on how many groups, because I have never joined that many groups, but I know there is a limit. But if you can only join, let's say 5, you want to make sure that they're relevant to what you're doing, right? Even if it's something that maybe you want to be part of because you like it outside of your job or your place where you work, kind of hold off on that, and maybe you can follow that company or that on another platform where you can interact more on a personal level rather than a business level, right? And then start, sharing information about the business and start um, getting answering questions. You're going to get questions from people, right? You're going to be giving tips on there. You're going to message anyone. You can also message people when you share a group. It's one of the benefits of sharing a group with someone. You can actually directly touch a prospect or a potential business partner or anyone that you want to work with. You know what I mean. So it's very important that you're able to not only have a group, build a group, engage with the group, give out value in the group, and at the same time, make sure you answer and reply to every single person that replies back in the group. Very important. All right. Number 4, número cuatro. Okay. Post high quality content. Now, this is, I don't want to say a no-brainer because sometimes raw, behind the scenes camera fumbling around, showing something that's very interesting. It may not be high quality content, but it may actually work on something like maybe Instagram stories or something like that. But here on LinkedIn, it is extremely important. Post high quality content. It's very, very important. You want to make sure that there's light. For instance, like if you came on and it was like this, and there was no mic, and you just heard me. All right, everyone. Well, thank you very much for joining in. That's not going to be as impactful, and people are going to be like, oh, that's lower quality. And the reason for that, it's very interesting. Number 4 is a very interesting uh, point to look at, because you can't have a marketing strategy without having a plan for creating the content, right? And the content always has to be high on LinkedIn, especially on LinkedIn, because there's money involved. These are businesses, these are business leaders, these are young executives that are out there looking at brands and looking at other businesses to connect with. So you have to post your best content on LinkedIn, whether that be posts, images, videos, or links to your blog. Whatever it is, you have to make sure that the content that you're sharing provides real value. And the reason for that is that LinkedIn users are typically looking for something, a step above the average social media, right? They're really looking for something that's really going to give them value, especially on LinkedIn. Okay, so when you're providing that value, it has to be high quality. Could be an article, right? An article from somewhere that you read with a little blurb. Hey, I just read this article. I think you'll find it interesting. But make it high quality. If it's a picture, a post, a video, or something, make it as high quality as you possibly can with whatever you have actually to offer, right? I would love to have a big studio and lights and cameras and dancers. Well, maybe not dancers, but I'd like to have a bigger setup, right? But this is what I have. This is as professional as I can get right now, is what I currently have to put content out, right? And it's pretty good. I think I like it. It's pretty, pretty decent, right? All right, let's go on to number 5 here. Number 5 is skip the hard sell. Those days are over, people. Hard sell used to be I don't even remember when, but I'm assuming, like, I guess in the 80s or something. It was like the Mad Men kind of tactics to really get out there and sell advertising, and the marketing companies were dog eat dog, and there was a lot of that's what the whole Mad Men saga was about, right? But many people don't respond to hard sale tactics anymore, especially on LinkedIn. And the reason for that is that this generation uses LinkedIn heavily to be inspired. They grew up being oversaturated with advertisements and marketing, and they just don't want to be aggressively sold to anymore, so you have to forget that strategy. Instead, sell by showing your worth, right? Build a brand, show, rely on your social proof, right? Go that extra mile for the customers, offer high value content. The strategies will give much better results on LinkedIn than on anywhere else, because they're there for the high quality content. So when you are just selling, and believe it or not, I still get stuff in my inbox on LinkedIn, and they're like, hey, check this out, I'm selling this one thing, it only costs this much, it's only the deal is today, you gotta jump in today or else you're gonna miss this amazing deal. And I always look at them because I'm curious and this is what I do, so I take a look, but it just does not work. I mean, it didn't work with me. It's definitely not going to work with business professionals that are on LinkedIn constantly and that are trying to find that step above content. That thing that's just a little bit more personalized. There's more feeling, there's more emotion behind it, there's more care behind it. They're there for that. They don't want to be sold anymore, right? Those days are over, right? And the next one, number 6, is invest in ads and sponsored content. So this is important. You want to invest in ads and sponsored content. I mean, businesses are always looking for more opportunities to get leads, right? I mean, that's depending on what your business is. You need leads. You need to get more business. Let me get a drink of water here since I'm talking like a mile a minute. All right. Especially on a large scale, right? You want to actually expand, right? So mass advertising on LinkedIn is incredibly powerful, and the cost is very low right now. Unlike Facebook, that has gone up and up and up in price, and you're competing now with hundreds of thousands of dollars of marketing of companies that are actually using the tools of Facebook with everything that they have. You know what I mean? I mean, they are using every dollar. Companies now are seeing the value of social media, so they're diving in with a lot more cash, with a lot more purpose, with a lot of professionals. So investing in ads right now on LinkedIn is extremely important for social media accounts. They only have a certain limited reach. So when those that you follow, are going to see your posts, but you get that extra ad revenue, that you put that extra ad revenue or that ad spend, right, in your budget to get that extra revenue that you're going to be able to get from from marketing and investing in these ads, right? Now, many small businesses, social media advertising is not as expensive as traditional advertising, so it's definitely worth investing in it. And because the return right now on LinkedIn is huge. It's very, very huge, and it's not a big cost. So if you're a small business, this is where you have to really put your money on investing. All right, number 7, lucky 7. Establish connections and build relationships. So this is one of those that kind of goes with all platforms, right? But it's very different on here, because yes, it is important, and you have to remember that social media was created in the first place, right? It was created to connect with others. That's what social media was for. So LinkedIn, it's the same kind of thing. But the platform is full of different types of people than you would say on Instagram or Facebook, right? These are full of business owners that you can partner with, professionals who can strengthen your team or even influence you, or even build your brand stronger by meeting people on here, right? So you have to don't be afraid to reach out and offer others in your industry, if you think that you can benefit from their expertise. It's something that I always do, is I would reach out to and I still do this all the time. I reach out to people that I see and they're doing a great job and I'm inspired by them. They may be in the same business that I'm in. I don't have any threaten, right? I don't feel threatened by that. I'm fairly confident in who I am, and what I do. to reach out to them and to network and say, listen, I saw that article that you wrote or that video that you put out, very impressed. May I have 15 minutes of your time where I can just talk with you? Can we jump on a video call conference? And I'd love to ask you a few questions. I have a show that I do every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. called Counterparts, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. on Central, and it's called Counterparts. And on that show, I interview a lot of different guests from all walks of life, a lot of artists and musicians. I'm a musician and I'm a filmmaker, so I have a lot of artists in those industries. But I have also artists and people in real estate, in business, in fitness, in health, and all that. And I reach out to people and I say, I really was inspired by that article. Would you like to be a guest on my show? And not everyone says yes. It is what it is, right? But when they say yes, it's a tremendous opportunity to really learn and to give your audience, my audience, the value of what this person that inspired me has to offer. We had a guest on last night. Forgot what. Yeah, last night. It was not a live show, but it was a recorded show that we're gonna have on tomorrow. As a matter of fact, it's a bonus show for Counterparts, and she's a doctor. Her name is Michelle, Dr. Michelle Perot. Incredible. She has a book out. She was talking about just an amazing conversation. I don't want to talk too much about it. I want to stay on point here, but that was an opportunity that we got to bring somebody on that really provides a lot of value and give it to an audience, right? And so when you're on LinkedIn and you're seeing people that are in your industry and they're doing really well, you reach out to them and network to them. And I'm telling you that 99.999% of them are going to get back to you, and they're going to be actually very responsive. They're going to be very helpful, and they're going to be more than willing to help, because it's sort of like I don't want to say ego thing, but it's sort of like they're validated. They feel good about you saying, hey, I really like what you did. I'm so grateful for you putting out this piece of content. It really gave me something to look at. This is what I do, and I'm kind of building my thing. And I'm really love when I see people doing what you're doing. They're going to like that. I would love that. People message me and say things like that. I usually get little different messages, but just kidding. I do get that. I get people thanking me for certain things that I said or did or whatever. And it just makes you feel really great, where you want to actually continue to do more for them. And what else do you need? Let me help you. There are great people out there that are willing to do that. And in business, you help others, you get help back. That's just the way it works, right? This is what business is about. This is what true business is about. That whole thing of the cutthroat thing and all that, that's gone. That's not like that. Yes, there are guys out there and gals out there that are doggy dog and they live their lives that way, but that's a dark place to be, and you don't want to be there, right? Social media is a place to network, to meet people, to enjoy life, to take care of your family. That's what it's really for. So when you get out there, just keep in mind that you have something to offer that can change somebody's life, right? That is why you're on these social media pages and trying to expand and putting together a strategy to build your brand, because you want to help somebody. That is ultimately why we are all here on this planet for, is to help each other. So when you have the power of social media and all the hacks that I've given you today, I don't even like the word hacks, but all the information that I gave you today on social media, on LinkedIn in particular, this is something that you can apply to your strategy for this year and really 10x your business, and really help 10x, 100x the people that you want to help and the people that you want to interact with. So it's really important to don't look at it like this is just another thing that's added onto your plate. Don't think of it that way. Think about, this is another thing that's added onto my plate that I can now help a lot more people. I can, and my plate will be bigger, and my plate will be full of more food and more stuff. And it's just it's a more positive way of looking at it than to just say it's just another thing. These platforms, by the way, are not always going to be like this. LinkedIn right now is your opportunity to jump in and really make something happen on it. In a year or two, it may not be that way. Look at Facebook, right? Facebook is it's still the most amazing marketing tool, right? Don't get me wrong, but the price point to come in is completely different now. You have to really get a professional to go in. You can figure it out. It's not too difficult, but there's a whole suite that you go in and business, and you have to kind of like optimize things in the back page. And there's a whole business suite that you have to really know how to do. They've really done a great job gathering a lot of data, and you put an ad out and very targeted audiences, and it's a great tool, a little bit more pricey. This right now is the time to jump in. This is going to get you the marketing that you need. It's going to get you the leads that you need if you use these tools and you come up with your own suggestions, your own ideas to yourself, and you say, oh, this actually, I heard what John said, but I think this actually works better. Great. Do it, do whatever works best. This is just like this is a blueprint that I know these steps work. This is a blueprint. You can use this, or you can use other suggestions from other people as well. Take a breath. All right. So I want to thank you all for tuning in, and thank you for spending this time with me. Thursday nights, I'll be back again next Thursday night at 10 p.m. where I'll give some social media tool. Next week, actually, I already know what I'm going to be doing. I'm actually going to be talking about music. I have all my notes right here already. As a matter of fact, they're very, very nice. They're very sexy tools. It's going to be musician, social media, and we're going to be talking about how to market your music and you as an artist next week, 10 p.m. Central Time, right here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend ahead. I'll see you all next week. Take care. And as always, peace.